BJ from Buonocore of Gumbo. It's Gumbo Live, episode 29, season 2. We've got our big guest, Stephen Buonocore from Stronghold Games. And Stephen, it's time to move to the Envie game. Are you ready to play a little game?
I'm always ready for a game. Let's do it.
All right, good. So Envie is a Cajun word. As you know, I'm from Louisiana. I'm Cajun. And it's a Cajun word for, what do you Yankees would call it? You'd say a hankering for it, right?
No, we would not say hankering. You would say hankering.
No, I wouldn't.
We would say desire.
A strong
longing.
Desire. Yeah, a long desire. So a strong desire. In this particular case, yeah, that's not a New Jersey word.
That's not a New Jersey word.
Not a Brooklyn word. So in this particular case, it's an envie to play a game. It could be something Stronghold came out with, something that's a favorite of yours, something you've never played, something you want to own, something you play all the time. Your favorite game, maybe not your favorite game. It's just something that right now, when we end this podcast, if you could go out and play a game right now with your perfect group, this is the game you'd want to play. Now, don't tell us. We're going to try to guess it. We've got all these people on board, and Dave Dugas and Steve O'Rourke are very good at this game. I, on the other hand, I'm terrible. I mean, there's 90,000 games on BGG right now. It's really hard to figure it out. Oh, jonesing. Yeah, that's the word Jersey people would use, right?
Jonesing to play this game. If that's what you're thinking, I got it.
You got it? Okay, so we're going to go with the questions. Now, their questions don't count, but mine, I'm limited to 20 questions, so I got to figure it out during this time.
So by the way, before we start this,
here it comes. Here it comes.
No, I shouldn't even go there because I don't want to give away. All right, go ahead.
Come on, give us a hint.
No, just go for it.
All right.
Go for it. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Is it competitive or cooperative? I'm going to guess competitive, but.
It is competitive.
Aha. Is it an American designer or a European designer? Or maybe even one of those new Asian designers that a lot of these games that have been coming in? But I don't think so.
You're allowed to ask multiple choice, not yes or no. Okay, fine.
This is the Envie game. It's not 20 questions.
It's your rules, right? It is from European designers.
Oh, that throws me off a little because I did a little homework on you, Stephen Buonocore, and now
let's see.
But I can't use the computer right now, so I got to go.
Well, you said designer, right? European designers, right?
Yeah, European designer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it board based or card based?
It is board based.
Yeah, I figured that. I think I know the answer to this. Is it Ameritrash or is it Euro? Is it a hybrid? I'm gonna say it's an American style game, but you tell me. Am I right?
It is most definitely an American style game.
Oh, Steve wants to know: is it hanging on your wall? I guess he means mine because you have a blinds in the back of your wall.
I have the blinds for my rental apartment here.
So did you notice that I have Buonocore, and of course, Ignacy Trevicek in the middle there.
I did. Well, I was wondering why you didn't put 3 Buonocore games there, but I'm okay with Ignacy. I love Ignacy. By the way, that's you can't see outside because it's nighttime here, but that's outside.
It does look warm outside, though.
It's warm. It's warm in here. Oh, I'm dying.
So Steve's guessing that it's one of these 3, but I don't think it's one of these.
Is he really? That's what he's guessing, huh?
No, I think he's.
Which one of those, Steve, is Ameritrash? None.
Yeah, no.
The answer is none.
All right. So, has it come out recently, like in the last 3 years? I'm going to guess no, but you tell me. No. Does it have miniatures? Dave Dugas wants to know.
That's a good question, Dave. Yes,
he's good at this game.
Dave is good, and the answer is absolutely.
Oh, no. I think my guest doesn't have. We've got a surprise here. Hold on. Maybe he can help us with it.
Oh, no. Who's the surprise? Crap. What are you doing to me?
Who could it be? Who could be joining the party right here?
Oh, no.
Sean Ramirez from the Dukes of Dice.
No! Hey, Sean.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
So, Sean, you're on Gumbo Live with Stephen Buonocore of Stronghold Games, and we are trying to guess his Envie game. Do you have a guess as to what game Stephen Buonocore right now, if he could play with anyone, any game ever designed, what game would that be?
No.
Or do you have some questions for him?
No. Well, here's the thing. Real quick, just a quick aside. I was in the other room We're in the middle of Gloomhaven right now.
And
I was listening to one blowhard on television. Not going to say who.
Really?
And so I figured
that's what you would call me.
No, not you. Wait, hold on. You're
punchline.
Because there's one blowhard on TV right now, and I said, hey, I want to come talk to another blowhard. But I'm bummed. Thanks, Steven.
But
Sean,
you'll be here all night.
I'm not going out to any escape rooms with you anymore. That's it.
Oh, bummer. All
right,
Cheers.
so you don't have any guesses?
Cheers,
Sean Ramirez?
No. Great Western Trail. How about that?
That's an Ameritrash game.
Oh, you said Ameritrash? Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah,
So
he wasn't even listening to this podcast.
Competitive?
No, I was playing Gloomhaven and listening to some other guy on TV.
Chris Strange says it reminds him of the Brady Bunch. So competitive, European designer, board game, and it's Ameritrash. And it didn't come out in the last 3 years, but it's got miniatures.
Competitive, Ameritrash. What was the other clue?
European designer. Did not come out in the last 3 years, and it's got miniatures.
And it's got miniatures. Ooh, that's... I only know games if they came out in the last 2 years, so I don't know.
He's too much closer than you.
Well, let's get a couple of themes here. Does it have a fantasy theme? I'm going to guess yes.
Competitive?
Am I allowed to answer? Should I answer?
You have to answer there. You're on the stand, Stephen Buonocore.
It is fantasy. It is.
I'm getting close. I think I know the answer to this one, Steve O'Rourke. Dave Dugas says it's Kemet or Cyclades. I don't think so. Those are not fantasy. That will be historical.
Kemet's kind of fantasy.
Egyptian, right?
Well, yeah, but you've got the scarab and the war elephant and the phoenix, but it's not Kemet.
Stephen, is it one of those two? I don't think Dave Dugas right.
Are you allowed to? Yes, I have to answer.
You got to answer.
It is not. Of course not. Those are very, very Euro.
Oh, really? You call them Euros?
Well,
okay.
Cyclades has got some competitive elements, definitely. I mean, fighting elements.
I'm going to let everybody else, because I think I know the answer. I'm going to let everybody else get in.
Yeah, you should. Anybody who knows me should really know the answer to the question.
Is it based on an IP? And Sean, that should be the hint for you.
It is very based on an IP.
Is it an IP from a particular movie that was a blockbuster with 7 different movies that came out?
Yes.
Yes. I know it.
Oh, Sean, he has no idea.
Wait. Is it a Star Wars game?
It's not a Star Wars game. That's not fantasy.
Movies.
This is great.
Ameritrash, 7 movies.
I'm finally gonna beat Steve O'Rourke. Yes.
I can't believe, and Steve O'Rourke hasn't figured this out yet.
He has not. I'm calling him out, Steve. I'm calling you out, Chris Strain. I'm calling you out, Dave. Dave says
7
BSG.
movies.
No, it's not BSG.
7 movies. So what's got 7 movies?
This is
Harry Potter. Harry Potter Ameritrash game?
That's a cooperative game. That is a cooperative game. Even Dave's given up. You know I know this one, right, Steven?
I know you know it. I know, definitely know you know it.
7 movies or 6 movies? Is it War of the Ring?
Yay!
Lord of the Rings is the movie, but the actual game is War of the Ring.
War of the Ring. He said War of the Ring. War of the Ring is my, and that's why I'm surprised that this actually went on this long. War of the Ring, I've said on many podcasts, it is my single number 1 favorite game. I don't get to play it very often. But if I had all the time in the world and I could leave this podcast right now and go play a game, well, I'd go to bed right now. But if I could do it when I had some extra time, War of the Ring, I think, is one of the most, brilliantly designed games in the world. It's just the decisions that you need to make and the way that game plays out comes out to the last turn every game. And it is so thematically tied to the actual, IP that it is. So,
Sean,
have you
played War of the Ring?
I played it. Last time I played it was probably about 12 years ago, mid 2000s. What I have played, I'm curious if you played it, Stephen, is Battle of the 5 Armies.
No, it's funny. I own Battle of the Five Armies. I got it when it first came out, and it sat on my shelf, and my friend has it, and I gave it to him. I said, we have to play this, and we haven't played it. Then I moved to Florida. So hopefully I will get to play it at some point. But it's the same designers, of course. I'm a huge fan of those guys. I think Envie Games has done an amazing job of bringing that IP to life. So I'm sure it's brilliant as well. But War of the Ring is my number one game. It's been for quite a while.
The nemesis, Steve O'Rourke, may have trumped me. Look what he said, Steve. Steve O'Rourke said, and don't you have it hanging up somewhere?
No. What I have is the collector's edition of War of the Ring. The collector's edition came out, I don't even know. It was like in 2008 or 9 or something like that. And it came out at $400. And back then that was like, oh my God. And now it goes for like $2,000 in the aftermarket. Because
remember when you got sick at Dice Tower Con, you told me that you were selling it to me for $50.
No, I probably didn't say that. Yes,
I remember that. You were a little groggy.
And even if I was completely out of my mind, I wouldn't sell that game to you for anything. It's funny on my moving from New Jersey to here, a lot of my stuff had to go to storage, and the stuff that went to storage were all of my game collection, including my collectible stuff. And the one item that was specifically called out on all of my moving stuff was my War of the Ring collector's edition, because it's a single item. It's huge. When you hold it, it looks like you're holding a book, but it's all made of wood, and it looks like it's just beautiful in the way that they detail the entire thing. And I told them this thing is worth $2,000. Nothing else in this house is worth anything close to that. So they called it out there for insurance purposes. So there you go.
You know what threw me off, Stephen, and the reason I kind of knew because I'd done some show prep, and you've mentioned it a million times in your podcast.
I have mentioned all the patterns.
I didn't know it had miniatures, and that's what threw me off when you said miniatures.
Yeah. Well, no, it's gorgeous. They're all painted. The original game has regular miniatures. The War of the Ring has got a lot of miniatures to begin with. I forgot the number, tremendous number. Then, of course, the collector's edition that we play with has all painted miniatures. So, no, it's beautiful. It's a spectacle to behold.
Well, Steve, let's not forget, Stephen, that Sean is over there on Mountain Time, so it's like noon or something like that over there. I'm not sure what time it is. But for you and I, it's getting pretty late. So I'm going to say goodnight to Sean, but I do appreciate you coming on and talking with Stephen Buonocore.
Absolutely. Stephen,
man.
Everybody.
Thank you for coming on the show with me. That's awesome, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, Jay, thanks for
when am I going to see you guys in person again before we leave?
So I'm going to be at
St. Louis?
Arizona Game Fair in 2 weeks. I'm going to be at what's the St. Louis one?
Geekway to the West.
Geekway to the West.
Stephen will be there.
I'll see you at Geekway, man.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. I will see you at Geekway then.
Let's have a good time.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, buddy. Good seeing you.